Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the, what's it called? Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the ride or die tag. I'm super excited to do this. A lot of these I do mention as like my favorites or, things like that pretty consistently. So I feel like some of them won't really be too much of a surprise, but for those of you who don't really know too much about me or haven't really been around here for too long, then you'll get to know my favorite products. My favorite primer of all time has to be the Too Faced Hangover RX. This guy is seriously a lifesaver because I have super dry skin. If I don't put on a lot of moisturizer or really prime my skin a lot, the kind of like outer little C shapes around my mouth will seriously hurt and feel like they're about to crack. Like it makes it really hard to kind of like move my mouth and it just really hurts. It feels super tight and I hate that feeling. So this guy really helps with that. It also makes sure that my face looks super hydrated so that my skin can look very glowy like it does right now. Which I mean is also partially because of my highlighter, but I will get into that later. I'm actually wearing everything that I'm going to mention in this video as well. So all of it is on my face right now. Well, I actually did my whole eye look with just one brush. It was a Morphe E48. It's the old school elite brush, but literally I did my whole entire eye look with just that. The second one is actually the Smashbox Primer Oil, and the reason I couldn't not mention this guy is because it goes hand in hand with my favorite Holy Grail foundation. This guy has seriously been my Holy Grail for a really long time. I saw that Jaclyn mentioned this, and when she said it, I was like, damn it. Now it's gonna seem like I'm like getting on the same boat, but seriously, this is like my favorite Holy Grail foundation. Whenever people have been asking me, like for the past almost like 6 months, I've always said the Make It Forever Ultra HD stick. I do also really like the liquid, but I find that the stick is a little bit more hydrating. It's a little bit more of a creamier texture, and it gives me more coverage that I really like. And I also mix it with the Smashbox Primer Oil. So I will take some, put it on my damp beauty blender or on my brush, just kind of drop a couple drops on there, and then blend it all over with my, like with the foundation. I will usually like put it on the brush and then kind of tap all over my face so that the oil can kind of disperse everywhere and you don't have all of that oil just buffing into one side of your cheek. So that's usually what I do with the oil. I never really use it as a primer on its own. I just find that it works best mixing it with foundations, and especially the Ultra HD stick because it's already super hydrating, it's full coverage, but adding that extra like hydration in there just helps my skin out so much. So for concealer, this was really hard because I have a couple favorites, but the one that I go back to every single time, this is like my fourth tube of this, is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. There's just something about the texture of it that just works with my skin so well. I do also really love the Lancome Effercerns and the Urban Decay Naked Skin and the Bare Skin from Bare Minerals. Like I have so many awesome favorite foundations or favorite concealers, but this is the one that I know, like I know that it will always look good on my skin. It's never gonna make me look dry or cakey or it just looks so good every single time. So this just has to be the one that I go back to time and time again because it just works. Like something about it. Some people really don't like the texture of it. They say that it kind of gets in their fine lines and wrinkles. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like it makes my under eye look dry, and I am so dry everywhere. The fact that I don't know, it's just me. And I don't wear eye cream every single day. I try to, but I don't. And even on the days that I don't, like today I didn't. And it still just always looks so good. So had to mention that guy. So for powder, I wanted to mention the RCMA No Color powder, but I feel like because that one's usually living in my kit, I don't typically go back to that one time and time again. But the one that I always do is, of course, Laura Mercier's Translucent Setting Powder. It's just perfect. Like it just gives my skin that really nice matte finish without being super drying and like heavy and cakey and just not very good for my skin. So I just like it because it just does everything that I need it to without making my skin feel dried out. So I really love it. This is like my third container of this, and I will continue to repurchase that. Even though the RCMA No Color powder is a lot cheaper, it's still my favorite. So for contour and bronzing, I had to mention just one product for both of them. And this is the Sephora Collection Los Cabos Bronzer. I hate the new packaging on these guys. It's like a sunburst, and then it has like a sunburst in the actual little container, but I hate that. I like the classic OG one, but I haven't been able to find any more at my store or online. They all now have the sunburst, which is so frustrating. It's the same product. It's just, the packaging is just not very appealing to me, but I love this guy. I don't know, there's something about it. It's just like the perfect contour slash bronzer color. It's not too warm, it's not too gray. It's literally right in the middle. It's good for light to medium skin tones. It blends out super well. It's super creamy, very soft. You don't need a whole ton. A little bit goes a long way, but it's not too pigmented to where you have to be like afraid of how much you're getting. It's just the perfect bronzer, and it's only $14, or I think 14 or 17 at Sephora, which is a lot better than like 30 bucks for the Too Faced ones and things like that, when those ones are like a little bit warmer. This guy is just like perfect, nice, matte, amazing bronzing / contour powder. So for blush, this guy was a no-brainer, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait a second, maybe not. My favorite blush of all time is the Maybelline Master Highlight by Face Studio blush in the shade Coral. I don't know what it is about this. I have just never loved a blush this much. There's just something about the color that is just perfect. It's what I have on right now, and I don't know, there's something about it that doesn't look too kind of orangey, but it's not, I don't wear pinks very well, and I don't really just like a bronzy cheek. It's like a really good like in between peachy and bronzy and just perfect. My holy grail ride or die highlighter is gonna be super surprising if you really know me, but this is limited edition. You can't get it anymore, but it's the MAC Oh Darling highlighter. It's what I have on right now. Every single time that I wear, people at work are always like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, it's MAC Oh Darling, I'm so sorry. But Gilded Honey is super similar to this from Laura Geller, and also the Make It Forever Pro Sculpting Duo in the shade number 2 is also very similar. It's the perfect like kind of gold metallic highlight. It's amazing, it's perfect, it's everything that I could ever want in a highlighter. These are honestly the products that I've mentioned so far, are the products that I travel with. So it's funny because these are literally the only things that I take with me whenever I go places. So this next one for brows was a little bit more difficult because I use Dip Brow like 65% of the time, and then other times I'll use the Ebony Brow Definer or Brow Wiz or other like pencils. But the one that I found that I go back to time and time again, and this is a pretty newer product, but I already know that I'm gonna be like using this guy forever because I like this more than the Brow Wiz. And that's kind of a bold statement, but it's the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit. There's something about it that the texture of it is a lot better, I feel like, than the Anastasia one, for me in particular, because I have really dry skin. I don't have to worry about my oils mixing with it too much. So it's just a really nice soft pencil. It's very precise. It's just a little bit easier for me to control than the Anastasia one. And I just like the packaging too. But the color number 5 right now is perfect for the color that I have right now in my hair. However, when I do dye it back to black, which I really want to, especially for fall, I will be the number 6. So for eyeshadow primer, the one that I really love, I would have said MAC Paint Pot if you'd asked me this like 5 months ago maybe. But ever since I got the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the shade Enigma, not the original, not Minor Sin, not, what's the other one that they have? Virgin or Foxy, or they have like a yellowy creamy shade. None of those are the same as Enigma. Enigma was a limited edition shade. It was for the Ultraviolet campaign, and you can find it some places now. It's a little bit harder to get your hands on it, but I believe it's the equivalent to what Painterly would look like from MAC. I've never used Painterly before, but Soft Ochre was always like a little too yellow for me, but this guy is perfect. It's just like the perfect creamy kind of color, and whenever I blend it out on my eyelids, it gives me like the lightest amount of coverage, and it kind of evens up my skin tone, but it's coming up a lot more pink on my skin, but it just looks so good, and it's just the perfect primer for me. Eden is the one from Urban Decay. It's Eden. That one's too yellow for me, but this next one is really, really hard for me because if you were to ask me what my favorite shadows are, I would hands down have to say Make It Geek eyeshadows. I have nearly 2 extra large Z palettes full of them and my Maddie palette. And these shadows I can just go back to time and time again. I know that they're gonna work. I know they're gonna look good. They're gonna blend smoothly. They're gonna be super pigmented. They're just amazing shadows, but if I had to pick one palette that I go back to continuously, it has to be the Tartelette in Bloom. Not only do I use this on myself more than I do with any other palette, I also reach for this one consistently at work during custom makeovers and makeup applications. There's something about the warm tones in this palette with a little mix of like more neutrals that is just perfect for everyone. 3 very nice, very distinct shimmery shades. You get your really nice darker shades, you get your really awesome transition shades, a really nice creamy white, the creamy like cream color. So for eyeliner, this one wasn't hard at all. The Kat Von D Trooper Tattoo Liner is my favorite. I always go back to this. This guy is just kind of like the perfect everyday liner. It's super easy, really easy to control, really nice and black. And I don't know, I just find that it's just like my go-to liner. For mascara, I was gonna say the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I was like this close to saying that. I recently tried out the Tarteist mascara from Tarte, and I have to say that this has to be my new favorite holy grail. Oh my gosh, I cannot live without this kind of mascara. If I were to just only be able to buy one mascara for the rest of my life, I think it would be this guy because I've never really been the biggest fan of super plasticky bristled brushes like this guy is. But this one is like a lot shorter than the ones on the Benefit brushes. The little pokey thingies aren't so like long at the tip, so it's not gonna poke me, which is awesome. Super black, it doesn't get clumpy, it doesn't flake, it doesn't feel crunchy, it doesn't feel really dry, it doesn't feel like almost like it's still kind of wet. It's just the perfect all-around mascara, and there's something about this that I just know is gonna be my ride or die mascara for a really long time. My favorite lipstick was pretty easy because I go back to it time and time again. I'm wearing it right now, and it is MAC's Brave lipstick. I don't think I'm ever gonna finish a lipstick quicker than I finished this one. Like, I can already tell that it's getting down there, which is awesome. The color is just perfect. I'm wearing it right now. It's like a peachy, pinky, nude color. Like, it's literally a mixture of all three of those, but it's like a little bit of a darker nude, and it's just perfect. Like, I just love it. My favorite gloss, again, I'm wearing it right now. It's Max Delight. This is like my first high-end lip gloss. I couldn't believe that I paid $20 for this lip gloss, but it was definitely well worth it. It's just like the perfect non-sticky, creamy lip gloss. That's like the perfect pinky color for every day. For liquid lipstick, this is, again, super easy because it's definitely my favorite liquid lipstick. It's not an everyday color, but for me, it's an everyday color. For the general population in the makeup community, it's not. And it is Jeffree Star's Dirty Money. I own 3 of these guys. I can't rock dark, like really bright pinks. I can't rock reds. I can't rock corals. I just cannot confidently rock those colors. People tell me that I look okay in them, whatever. But I cannot feel comfortable walking around in a red lipstick. But if you put some Dirty Money on me, I will be confident as hell. I love this color. It just looks so good on me, at least I think it does. I also really love Heart of Stone by Colored Rain, but something about the green in this color is just perfect. I don't know, I just love it, the formula. And finally, for my fragrance, like, I wanted to go kind of towards Black Opium by YSL, but the more I thought about it, I was like, Susie, which fragrance do you really use a lot of the time? Because Black Opium is awesome, but it's very, very sweet and very dark. So in the spring and summer, it doesn't work too well, I don't feel like. But the one that I just go back to and I can wear all the time and know it's gonna smell good is just the original Tory Burch. This guy is just, I believe, just a regular eau de parfum. This is actually my first like high-end fragrance that I bought myself. It's just like girly and fruity and sweet and florally, like, it just smells so good. I almost forgot the last one because it's actually on my face right now. It's the Cocoa Lashes in the style Queen Bee. I recently got these not that long ago, but I already know that they're gonna be like my favorites. Like, I'm about to buy like a ton of pairs of these once these guys are like permanently like done for, because I love the style. They're so light, they're very like soft and fluffy. They make your eyes just look more put together, but they're not super like intense. Like, I love Iconics, but I can't wear those every day. These guys I could legit wear every day and like not care. Like, they're not too heavy, they're just super light, and I can't even feel them. They're just the perfect eyelash, especially for me because I have really big eyes. My eyes can handle it because they like reach my eyebrows. They're like right there, but I really love them. They're just such good lashes, and I just fell in love like from the second I put the first one on. But other than that, that is it for my ride or die tag. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what your favorites are in the comment section below. I would absolutely love to know. Please comment down below. Even just like one thing, like pick one thing that is like one of your favorite holy grail ride or die products, and please leave that comment down below. Also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as well as follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. Twitter I'm not super active on, I try to be, but yeah, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video.